Demonstrators voicing their anger returned to City Hall this evening. This after hundreds took to the streets yesterday as part of national protests against the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. WMAR 2 News' Abby Isaacs with more on what they're saying and how city leaders are reacting to the demonstrations.
Over the weekend, hundreds of people gathered here in Baltimore to protest police brutality after the death of Minnesota man George Floyd. Despite several acts of violence, city leaders say the protests were mostly peaceful.
What's his name? What's his name?
Behind his name, pain and anger from people who didn't even know him. His death while in police custody causing protests against racism and police brutality across the United States,
No racism!
including Baltimore.
No justice! No peace!
It's for him. It's all for him.
Since Friday, groups have gathered outside City Hall, calling for change.
Just tired. I'm tired of having to see my people just die off. I can't stand it anymore.
We are tired of the lack of accountability to police officers throughout this nation. We were asking for change at any and all levels, and we want to be heard.
This stuff is happening too often and on a regular, like the police got licensed to kill. And I'm standing here because it's not right.
Mayor Jack Young says he continues to welcome peaceful protesters.
In Baltimore yesterday, we were a national example of what it looks like to engage in passionate protesting without widespread breaking of the law.
Still, there were numerous acts of violence on Saturday. Baltimore police arrested 12 adults and 2 juveniles for burglary, assault, and attempted arson.
There are rotten apples in every single group of people, and those rotten apples do not represent the whole.
City Council President Brandon Scott said those perpetrators were all from outside Baltimore, and he encourages people who want to break the law to stay home.
Baltimoreans step up and say, no. You're not about to do this, because there was kids on that front line, and you had people not from Baltimore starting stuff and running away. And that's what I want people to take away from last night the most.
City leaders still encourage protesters to wear face coverings and practice social distancing. Protests will start again in the morning. At City Hall, Abby Isaacs, WMAR 2 News.